Heyo! Another day, more parts. Look at what we got here. Nice. Alright, let's get to unboxing these. Alright, let's see what we got. Yes, okay, so got flanges. 2 flanges. This is for the custom exhaust that's going to be made. It's gonna come later. Get it the right way. Another maintenance part for the car. Timing belt, gates. There we go. This car actually has never had its timing belt replaced, and it's at 125,000 miles. And that's why I have not been driving it pretty much at all, because I do not want to destroy that. But here's the timing belt. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so it just popped off the bolt for the crank pulley. I used the breaker bar trick where you put it against the frame and then you just tap the starter, you bump it, and then it literally just breaks it open. Would have been easier if this was a manual car, just put it into gear, but got that off. Now stuck on pulling out the harmonic balancer, so I'm gonna go run and get a tool for that. So until that. There we go. Here's our new boy right here. Alright, so I'm back. It's the next day. As you see, everything's already put together. So I was having trouble with the crank bolt down there. Let's see if I can get it. Right there, the crank bolt. So every time I would try to break it loose, it would just turn over the engine. So then I did the starter, the bump trick. It broke loose. I was able to replace the timing belt, but I stopped recording because it was just taking way too long. And basically replaced the timing belts, obviously lined up all the marks. I did make old marks from the old belt, but then I did use the actual marks on the camshafts and on the crank. Yeah, the water pump is replaced and runs good. And the other big issue was tightening down the crank bolt. So what I did was I used a 2x4 long one, and I made 3 holes. So 1 hole for the crank bolt and 2 holes to put 2 bolts through, basically for removing the harmonic balancer into those holes. And I was able to tighten it down like that. Excuse the plane, it's ruining the whole video. So on top of that, I did change out all of these spark plugs because they've never been changed, or at least that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to be putting back on the covers, and I'm going to check over some other small things. But before I do that, I got tint done. Check it out. So 25% all around. I didn't do anything on the windshield, of course, but I mean, I think it's perfect. Hopefully I don't get pulled over. Tint is looking wonderful though. Still letting it cure. Yeah, I love it. It's pretty dang dark. Check that out. That's how it's supposed to be on both sides. Just look at that. The clean side, the dirty side. I don't know if I can even focus on that, but right here, it's supposed to be like this, clean, and it's just all black on this side. Look at that. Alright, let's clean out the math. Okay, so check this out. Let's give it a good clean. So this is stuff I guess usually people miss, don't pay attention to. Just like that. Look at that. A lot of I've been doing right now is maintenance on this thing, because looking over at all of these service records that I've seen, the previous owner did not do maintenance aside from like oil changes and the oil filter, regular maintenance on that. But I've been working, so like the spark plugs. Right now I just found the mass airflow sensor. I mean, it hasn't even been cleaned, so clean that up. I did get new power steering fluid. I did check it over. It's pretty dark. It could definitely use a flush. And then another thing I want to do is flush out the brakes. It's kind of dirty as well. I've also replaced the differential fluid in the rear. That was actually kind of bad because it had some black sludge in it. So definitely it hasn't ever been touched. And usually people forget about that. I mean, that's pretty much the update of the maintenance on this thing. Does run really, really nicely. Has really good compression in all the cylinders. I tested that out as well. Stay tuned for the next mod.